Hello and welcome to the Pat Rosa Buffalo Bills YouTube channel where I talk a lot about the Bills and how they're doing and also my stories about the Bills. And before I get into this game, which they won, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would be great. So the Bills won today 31-23 in Detroit against the Cleveland Browns. And of course, I am happy that they won. They are now 7-3, second place in the AFC East, the fifth seed in the AFC, and tied for first place with the Miami Dolphins, who had off this week. So, it was a really beneficial week for the Bills, outside of their own team, because a lot of teams lost that they want, and now the Bills are set up for their Thanksgiving game the next in 4 days from now in the same stadium at Ford Field, which should be a really, really good game. And so, what do I think about this game? The Bills started slow, which obviously wasn't too expected, of course. They did just had to uproot themselves and go all the way to Detroit to play a game, and of course, they didn't have a lot of practice time. There were illness earlier in the week, which prevented a lot of the starters from practicing, and then on top of that, the Bills also had injuries. They couldn't get practicing, of course. They hardly practiced with all the snow coming on, so you kind of had to think that the Bills were going to start off a little bit slow in this game, and they did. I mean, the offense did not look good the first couple drives. The Browns offense drove right down the field, scored a touchdown, and honestly, for me as a Bills fan, it did not look good for really the first couple minutes. And Josh Allen looked off in the beginning stages of this game. He really did. He was missing throws, he was throwing at people's feet, and the offense just wasn't clicking. But then it clicked. It clicked toward the end of the first half. The Bills had a great 2 minute drive. They really did. They kept all three of their timeouts until they got inside the 5 yard line. They did whatever they wanted. They threw down the field. They got out of bounds when they needed to. It was a really methodical, great drive, great 2 minute drive for the Bills, and that kind of woke them up. It was obviously Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs in the back of the end zone to really take the lead during that game, 13-10, for the second half. So I thought that was big. That turned the game around. And with that lead, the Bills held it up with a great day by the Bills defense. And that's really where I'm going to start right now. For the Bills defense, I thought it was a really good day for them. I really did. They put pressure on Jacoby Brissett. It could have been more consistent, but they put a lot of pressure on him, and they held Nick Chubb to 19 yards on 11 carries, and that was big. That was really big for the Bills. To limit the Browns' running game and to really tee off on them when they pass. I would say their passing defense needs to be improved a little bit. It really, the quarterbacks are going for interceptions rather than knocking the ball down. A couple of examples are Dane Jackson. That last touchdown didn't mean much, but that last touchdown, honestly, he should have just swatted the ball away rather than going for the interception. And, a lot of the young cornerbacks are doing that right now. And that's really not good. Jacoby Brissett went over for 300 yards. Amari Cooper went over for 100 yards. And the receivers were open just a little bit too much in this game. So, a little bit concerned. I think Trey White needs to come back. I don't think he's going to come back in this game, but hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that he's back for the New England game down the stretch, because that would be very, very helpful. Jordan Poyer was back in the game and he played great. So, for the defense, they played stupendous, and then offensively, Josh Allen had a really, not a great game. He still made a lot of great passes. He didn't turn the ball over, which is excellent, and uh, and he was smart with the football, and that was really big. And he really turned it on into the second half. Again, I would have liked those Tyler Bass field goals to turn into touchdowns, but that's being picky. The Bills still scored over 31 points, and I can't end this video without talking about the Bills running game. They really played great. It was their best performance of the season. They had over 100 yards combined of rushing. Both Devin Singletary and James Cook had over had 86 yards rushing, and they looked explosive. James Cook looked really explosive. He's really settling into that running back role, so that's always good to see. So overall, a solid game for the Bills, and I'm happy they won, and I'm looking forward to the Thanksgiving Day game coming up in a couple of days on Thursday. So that should be a really exciting game. And if the Bills can win that game, the Bills are really back on track of where they want to be this season. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll get awesome Bills content. And I will talk to you later.